Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all will fine and well at your home. Welcome in e-learning session of SSD of class 7, and in this video today we are going to learn chapter number 3, the changing earth. Let's start the next topic of chapter 3 geography of class 7, that is the earthquake and the volcano. So in the previous video already we have discussed about the exogenic force and the extonic force. So now we will know what is the result of these forces. When these movement in the lithospheric plates, I have to explain already that the lithospheric plates in the earth like a different type of the size. When the movement have done in these plates, then these plates are having two type of the movement. These movements are called the slow movement and the sudden movement. When the slow movement has done inside the earth, then result is formation of mountain, and some mountain is formed due to this slow motion and the slow movement of the exogenic force. But if the sudden movement is there, then the earthquake and the volcanic eruption, yani due to the result of the sudden movement inside the earth due to the exogenic force, then we have to face the earthquake and the volcano, means that we have to face the destruction. So now we will know what is the volcano and how many types of the movements are there. So here I already explained lithospheric plates are having the two types, the slow movement and the sudden movement. Thus, due to the sudden movement, we have to face the earthquake and the volcano eruption, and due to the slow movement, we have to face the formation of mountain. Now already you can see this picture. In this picture, I am having explained the volcano. First of all, what is the volcano? Volcano is an opening in the earth crust and through which the molten magma or lava throughout accumulate around the forms of conical hill. So it means you can see well that this is the earth crust. This is the earth crust like this. This is the earth crust, and where the earth crust is there, and due to that, just I am explaining again, the earth crust, that is the earth crust, and that is also called the centered vein, means that when the earth is having the molten magma, then due to the sudden movement, when any movement is sudden due to the exogenic force inside the earth, then the molten magma inside the earth, that magma has throughout from the earth by this center vent. This line is called the center vent. This line is called center vent, and this is called the conical hill because it is shaped in the cone like this. This is a conic shape, and then the molten magma throughout from this conic shape. That's why like this you can see clear, that is the conic shape, that is called the crater. Crater means from where the magma is coming throughout. For an example, it is a center vein, and from here the molten magma throughout from here. So this is called the craters, and the magma is coming out and throughout spread and all over the around the mountains and where the volcanic activities are there. So that area and that magma is called the volcanic bomb because they have to be coming out with the loud voice. And then when the magma coming out by the volcanic bomb, then it creates the dust, ashes and the steam gases also. These are you can see these are the mushroom type of the cloud is created. The cloud is made by the dust, ashes and the gases also. So now already you know well that volcano is an opening in the earth crust through which the molten magma or the lava erupts suddenly, because that is the molten magma inside the earth, that is the earth crust. From there, due to the sudden movement, this molten magma by the help of the centered vein coming throughout, and it is begin the crater. From where, यानी कि जो मुंह होता है उसका, जो mouth of the volcano, that mouth of the volcano is called the crater like this, from where the volcanic bomb is coming out from the volcano. and it formed the conical hill, means that like this, these are the, it is a hill and it became the conical hill. It is called the conical with a funnel shaped opening at the type. It is called the funnel shape. How the shape of the funnel? That is the shape of the funnel. So means that is the funnel. So in that this area, just wait, I'm showing you what is the combination of the funnel shape and the volcano. So, and that is the funnel. Can you see? And in this funnel, that is called the center vent. And in the center vent, this mouth is called the crater. Because what is the volcanic is coming there for what? The molten magma, because the molten magma coming from there, that is the earth crust, and molten magma coming from the center by the center vent, and that is became the mouth of the volcano like a conic hill, and then it is coming out from the this mouth, and this mouth is called the crater. And now the eruption material accumulate around the crater from the conical hill. It's called known as the volcanic hill. Means that whatever molten magma is coming out from this this conical hill, it is erupted at the side of the volcano, and what shape it created, that shape is called the volcanic hill, because what eruption is there and how much molten magma coming out. This molten magma created a hill, which hill is called the volcanic hill, because that hill is created by the molten magma of volcano. So there are the examples also. These eruption can be either be explosive or the quiet, but there are also the type, because the volcano has also the three types, that is the active, sleeping or dormant, and the extinct. Later we will know about this. So now we have know the examples of these volcanoes. Okay, what type of the volcanoes are there? So first volcano is the explosive eruption are the Mount Fujiyaama in Japan, Mount Vesuvius in Italy. These are the two examples which are the examples of the molten magma and created the hill by the magma. And now I am giving the another example. You can see one again, see that is the earth crust, molten magma is there. Here if any sudden movement is held, then due to the sudden movement this molten magma coming out, and by the help of this center vent like a funnel, and when the center vein, due to the center vein is coming at the top of the earth, that is called the conic hill, like a form of the funnel like this. And whatever material coming out, whatever material accumulate from this mouth is called the crater, because that is the crater that it creates the material of inside the earth and accumulate from outside. But in this vein is having a different side of the side vent also. Yani ki these this center vent is also having the branches as like the tree, because tree is also having the different type of the branches. So same is here. This center vent is also having the, these are the vein, that vent these are called the side vent, जो side में से निकली हुई हैं. And now when the inside material accumulated from the outside, then it coming out from due to the by the loud voice. That loud voice is called the volcanic bombs. And when the volcanic bomb is make the voice, then it also created the dust, ashes and the gases also. So now it is a diagram of the volcano. Now let's know the discuss about the types of the volcano. There are the three types of the volcano. Number one, there is the active. So what are the active? Active means those volcano which have erupted frequently past or the recent position, yani ki which was erupted in the past बहुत ज्यादा पुराना नहीं, कुछ समय पहले हुआ हो, जिसमें इरप्शन कुछ समय पहले हुआ हो या फिर अभी रिसेंटली हुआ हो, एंड देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी टू इरप्ट अगेन इन फ्यूचर, और देयर आर पॉसिबिलिटी मींस दैट आर साइंटिस्ट गैस इट कि इट कैन बी इरप्ट अगेन, इसमें दोबारा से इरप्शन हो सकता है। दैट टाइप ऑफ द वोल्केनो इज कॉल्ड द active volcano. For an example, these are the volcano, whatever material inside it, it is erupted already. But now, when our scientists research about that, then they found that now it is over. No molten magma is there, no heat is there, but suddenly it can be active again in the coming future. That means that inside the earth crust, now the molten magma is एक्टिव, ये मोल्टन मैग्मा एक्टिव है, दोबारा हल्के से सडन फोर्स लगने से भी एक एक्टिव हो सकता है। दैट्स व्हाई दिस टाइप ऑफ द वोल्केनो इज कॉल्ड द active volcano. The example is the Mount Etna in the Italy. Mount Etna is an example of the active volcano because this Mount Etna created by the molten magma which was accumulated from the volcano in Japan, in Italy. Now the second one is sleeping and doormat. Sleeping, already you can guess by the name, the sleeping means which is slept from long time. Doormat means that which is dead. So that's why those volcanoes are yeah, we should say कि these are the certain, बहुत few होते हैं और definite होते हैं कि हाँ these are the volcanoes, those who will never active, those who will sleep, those who are dead, and though there is no possibility to active again in coming future. That's why this type of the volcanoes we called the dead volcano, otherwise the sleeping volcano. So volcanoes are having three types. Now volcanoes are having three types. The first time I'm telling you, the active means that those volcanoes which are having the possibility to active in the coming future. Now the second one is the sleeping. Sleeping means already those who are slept from long time and there is no possibility to active again in coming future. That's why our scientists and the geographer gave a name to sleeping, they are slept from long time. And the third one is the extinct. This extinct means, and the example of this sleeping doormat, and that is called the Vesuvius, Mount Vesuvius in Italy. Now the extinct means those who are slept, yani volcano which have not erupted for several or thousands of years. Means sleeping means those who are erupted means, but there is no possibility and now they are sleeping. तो at present we are not having any possibility to erupt again. और वो अभी सो रहे हैं लेकिन अभी उसमें कोई movement नहीं है, but in future we cannot say a single word about that. And that, but in the extinctive we can say कि these are from the thousand of the year there is no eruption. When from the thousand of the year there is no eruption, it means they are dead. Now they are dead. अब वो dead हो चुके हैं and inside the earth crust of that mountain, of the example of that volcano, there is no molten magma active. उनके अंदर का molten magma अब active नहीं है. That's why we called that type of the volcanoes are the dead volcanoes. Listen the definition. These are volcanoes which have not erupted for several or thousands of the years and do not show any possibility. Means that after the researcher, geographer and the geologist got this thing, okay, now there is no possibilities to active again this extinct volcanoes. So these volcanoes are called the dead volcano also. And the example is Mount Kilimanjaro in the East Africa. Mount Kilimanjaro, Manjiamana, that is the example of that volcano, that is called the extinct volcano in the South Africa. So now let's know the next topic is the earthquake. What is the earthquake? Just I'm telling you from the starting of this chapter video कि there are the two movements inside the earth. One, the due to the slow movement we are facing the formation of the mountain, and due to the sudden movement due to the exogonic force inside the earth we have to face the disaster, that is called earthquake, volcano, and the different other natural disasters. So now we have read and we had learned about the volcanoes. Now we will know about the earthquake. So earthquake is the sudden vibrant inside the earth, sudden vibration inside the movement caused by the lithospheric plate. So now we will know what is the earthquake and how is it done. So already we know that inside the earth there are 7 types of the tectonic plate, and the movement has done. Means that one, there are the 2 plates. So what type of the movement has done? The number 1 movement, when the plate is above the one side, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, अगर एक प्लेट दूसरी प्लेट के ऊपर चढ़ जाती है तो व्हाट इज दैट? द सडन मूवमेंट. सडनली द बोथ प्लेट एक दूसरे से टकराती हैं और एक दूसरे के ऊपर चढ़ जाती हैं. तो इसमें हमें क्या होता है? वी हैव टू फील अर्थक्वेक, यानी कि हम छोटे छोटे झटके महसूस करने लगते हैं. वी हैव टू फील द वाइब्रेशन इनसाइड द अर्थ. नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट होता है कि देयर आर द 2 प्लेट बट सडनली द प्लेट शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम द ईच अदर. एक दूसरे से आगे पीछे प्लेट्स हो जाती हैं. अब जब वो प्लेट्स आगे पीछे सडनली आगे एक दूसरे से आगे पीछे होती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द ऑल्सो द अर्थक्वेक, यानी कि दैट इज ऑल्सो द टाइप ऑफ द वाइब्रेशन इनसाइड द अर्थ. द नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट इज व्हेन द बोथ प्लेट, जब दोनों प्लेट एक दूसरे से टकराती हैं और दूसरे से अलग जाती हैं, दैट इज अ सडन मूवमेंट इनसाइड द अर्थ. देन वी ऑल्सो फील द वाइब्रेशन इनसाइड, तब भी हम वाइब्रेशन फील करते हैं, और दैट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड द अर्थक्वेक. Also called the earthquake. So these vibrants are called seismic waves. Means that now I am telling you what is the seismic waves. Means that is the earth. That is the earth, and now this is earthquake. That is the earth crust. This is earth crust, and now there are the plates, and when there is any sudden movement, due to the sudden movement, that is the focus, and that is called the epicenter. Means that when the sudden movement will held inside the plates of the tectonic plates of the earth crust, then due to that the waves was there. Means that the waves was created, and what waves are created inside the earth, that waves are called the seismic waves. Now listen carefully. So when the earth crust are there, suppose that these are the 2 plates are here. When the 2 plates, any movement between the 2 plates, and due to that the waves will be created there, and when waves will created there, so that center became the focus, and these waves is spread among the inside the earth, and we feel, the human being also felt these waves. That waves are called the seismic waves, and from where these waves are spread over the earth, that is called the epicenter. Means that the point from the earthquake is originate inside the earth. That earth is called focus. Means that is the focus from where the earthquake is created or started, because here inside the earth, where the plate movement, lithospheric plate movement has done, here the movement has done, waves is created from there, so that is the center to create the seismic wave. That's why we call this center is a focus. Now the point of the earth surface just above the focus is called the epicenter. अब फोकस के ऊपर अर्थ सेंटर, यानी कि हमारी पूरी अर्थ है जिसपे ह्यूमन बीइंग्स रह रहे हैं. तो जो मूवमेंट नीचे से हुई, जो वाइब्रेशन यहाँ की हुआ, क्रिएट हुआ, दैट वाइब्रेशन इज स्प्रेड ऑल ओवर द अर्थ ऑन द सरफेस. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, now this is the surface of the earth, and behind this, that is the we should say now this is the earth surface, inside that is the earth crust, and whatever where the earth movement is there, suppose that there are the plate and suddenly the movement is there inside the earth, then suddenly. The focus is there, means that whatever waves is created, that wave is attack make effect over the surface, because due to the vibration, this vibration is spread all over this surface, and when this vibration, means the seismic wave, is spread all over the surface, then it is called the epicenter. So do you know well what is the epicenter and what is the focus and what are the center? Means this is again, that is the earth crust, these are the plate, movement will be held there. When the movement will be held, from the movement will be held, that point is called the focus, and just above the focus, the area is called the epicenter. And when this vibration move forward in the form of the waves, these waves are called the seismic waves. So now we will know how these seismic waves, how the earthquake is measured, how we have to record it, what is the speed of this earthquake. So now you should know earthquake is tremors are recorded by the seismographer. Means the seismographer is an instrument by which we have to record the earthquake, by which we have to record the earthquake speed. What speed is there? It is a slow earthquake, it is a minor or the major. And we have to Richter scale. Richter scale is used to measure the intensity of the earthquake. It means it is invented by the doctor, American seismologist. His name was also the Richter. Now let's start to know well by the volcano and by the earthquake, about the earthquake and about the volcano by the animated video.
In this module, you will learn about our continuously changing dynamic Earth and how it was formed. The Earth that we see today is the product of millions of years of geological change. How did the Earth evolve into the planet that we inhabit today? Were all the continents always in the positions that they are currently located? Scientists have been working for decades to find answers to these questions. The most popularly accepted theory on this came in 1915 from Alfred Wegener, a German meteorologist. He proved that millions of years ago, all the continents were joined in a supercontinent, which he called Pangaea. Pangaea is a Greek word that means all lands. So, what happened to Pangaea? Wegener said that due to some internal pressures and the movements of plates on the Earth's surface, Pangaea broke into pieces. Those pieces of land started drifting away from each other. The big land masses became continents. Water collected between these land masses to form the oceans as we know them today. Here is an interesting fact that substantiates this story. If you examine the shapes of the continents closely, you'll notice that the edge of the west coast of Africa complements the shape of the east coast of South America. Just like these were two pieces of a huge jigsaw puzzle. The theory of the splitting of the big landmass into 7 big continents is known as the theory of continental drift. But what caused the continental drift? In other words, why did the continents break up and drift away from each other? Another theory, the theory of plate tectonics, can answer this question. Let's look at the basis of this theory. The lithosphere consists of a number of plates called the lithospheric plates or the tectonic plates. The word tectonics comes from the Greek root to build. A plate, in geological terms, is a large, rigid slab of solid rock moving on molten magma on the Earth's surface. The circular movement of the molten magma inside the Earth causes the tectonic plates to move slowly. This movement can be as little as a few millimeters each year. However, slowly, this movement causes changes on the surface of the Earth. Here is an activity to illustrate how molten magma moves inside the Earth. Fill half a beaker of water and put the beaker on a tripod burner. As the water starts boiling, put a crumpled paper in it. As you can see, for some time, the paper floats upwards along the warm upper layer of the water. However, after a while, the crumpled piece of paper starts sinking with the cooler part of the water. The movement of the mantle inside the Earth's surface follows a similar pattern. This leads to the movements of the tectonic plates and changes on the surface of the Earth. The Earth's movements can be categorized into two types, based on the forces that initiate these movements. Some movements are caused by forces acting in the interior of the Earth. These forces are called endogenic forces, and the movements thus caused are called endogenic movements. On the other hand, forces that work on the surface of the Earth are called exogenic forces. The movements that result from these forces are called exogenic movements. The Earth's outermost layer, or the continents, are moving under the influence of endogenic forces generated within the Earth due to the tremendous heat in the mantle. These forces can be sudden forces that may result in natural disasters, such as earthquakes, eruptions of volcanoes, and landslides. Endogenic forces can also take the form of diastrophic forces that act slowly over a period of time. Diastrophic forces refer to forces generated by the movement of the solid material of the Earth's crust. Diastrophic forces result in the bending or breaking of rocks. The bending and breaking of rocks creates mountain systems like the Himalayas and deep valleys and trenches like the Mariana Trench. Endogenic movements can be vertical or horizontal. Vertical movements cause uplift or sinking of the Earth's crust. When the Earth sinks, valleys are formed. When the Earth is lifted up, mountains are formed. As mentioned earlier, apart from endogenic forces, there are exogenic forces that act on the Earth's surface. Exogenic forces can take the form of weathering, erosion, and deposition. Weathering is the breaking of rocks on the Earth's surface by different agents. These agents could be rivers, wind, sea waves, and even ice in the form of glaciers. Erosion occurs when the same agents carry away the broken rocks to other places. Finally, let's look at the process that leads to the rebuilding of the Earth's surface. Deposition. Deposition is also caused by natural agents like wind, water, and glaciers. Sand dunes in deserts are the most common example of deposition. A sand dune is formed when wind blows sand away from one place and deposits its load in another place. You will learn more about the results of various endogenic and exogenic forces and movements in the next modules. Meanwhile, let's quickly recap what we've covered so far. In this module, you learned that Alfred Wegener's theory of continental drift proved that millions of years ago, all the continents were joined in a supercontinent which he called Pangaea. Due to the movements of lithospheric plates, the supercontinent broke into large land masses that drifted away. The big land masses became continents, and water collected between the land masses to form oceans. The lithosphere consists of a number of plates called the lithospheric plates or the tectonic plates. The Earth's movements can be endogenic or exogenic. Endogenic movements may be sudden or diastrophic. Exogenic forces are external forces and include weathering, erosion, and deposition.
Volcanoes. Volcanoes are openings in the Earth's crust through which materials are thrown out from the interior of the Earth. The materials thrown out include hot molten rock, some solid rock particles, steam and gas. Do you know another word for the molten rock which comes out of a volcano? The molten rock which comes out of a volcano is called lava. The opening in the Earth's crust through which materials are thrown out from the interior of the Earth is called a vent. The funnel-shaped basin around the vent is called a crater. Sometimes the Earth's crust under tremendous pressure tends to crack and form fissures. A volcanic eruption along a linear crack or fissure is called a fissure eruption. When eruptions take place through vents, volcanic cones are formed. The lava flows out of the vent and collects around it, forming a cone. Repeated eruptions cause newer layers of lava to collect over the older lava and ash, thereby adding to the height of the volcano. Do you know the name of the 3 famous volcanoes in Italy? The 3 famous volcanoes in Italy are Etna, Vesuvius and Stromboli. The shape of a volcano depends on the composition of the lava that flows out of it. If the lava is sticky, it flows slowly and solidifies near the vent. If the lava is fluid, it spreads quickly and the cone is almost flat, forming a shield or dome. When there is no volcanic activity for a period of time, the lava in the vent solidifies. Later, if a violent eruption takes place because of the blocked vent, the entire top of the cone may be blown off. This forms an enlarged crater or caldera. The caldera may get filled with water, forming a crater lake. Volcanoes that erupt frequently are known as active volcanoes. There are about 500 active volcanoes in the world. Can you name the active volcano which is in India? The active volcano in India is Barren Island. Volcanoes that have erupted in the recent past and are expected to erupt again are known as dormant volcanoes. They show no signs of activity for several years and then erupt suddenly. Do you know the other name for a dormant volcano? Dormant volcanoes are also known as sleeping volcanoes. Volcanic cones that have not been known to erupt since historical times are known as extinct volcanoes. There is almost no movement inside such structures. The flowing lava can spread over vast areas and in the process create plateaus. The Deccan Plateau of India was formed in such a manner. Most of the world's active and dormant volcanoes are found in 2 belts. One encircles the Pacific Ocean and the other is the mid-continental belt, which cuts across the middle of Europe and Asia through the Alps and Himalayas. Earthquakes. The sudden or violent tremors felt on the Earth's surface are called earthquakes. The Earth is made up of 3 main layers. The outside, called the crust, is the surface on which we live. Below this is a layer of hot rocks called the mantle. Below this is the inside layer of molten hot liquid called the core. The inside of the Earth is always moving. When we throw a stone into a pond, ripples of water travel outward from the center where the stone is thrown. Similarly, when the Earth's plates move and readjust due to the excessive heat in the Earth's interior, it sends out shock waves all around. This causes earthquakes. Earthquakes are also caused by volcanic activity. When an earthquake occurs, the point of disturbance is called the focus of the earthquake. The point directly above the focus of the Earth's surface is called the epicenter of the earthquake. The vibrations are called seismic waves. An earthquake is always the strongest at the epicenter. As the shock waves move away from the epicenter, they get weaker. That is why an earthquake is less severe in places that are far away from the epicenter. Earthquakes can sometimes cause severe damage to properties like houses, bridges, dams, rail lines, and power and communication networks and life. In mountainous regions, they may cause rocks to break and slide down. When a large amount of earth and rock fall from high mountains into a valley, it is called a landslide. When a mass of snow and ice moves rapidly down a mountain slope, it is called an avalanche. Seismologists are experts who study the pattern of earthquakes. The instrument which records the intensity of an earthquake is called a seismograph. The Richter scale, which ranges from 0 to 9, is used to measure the intensity of an earthquake. An earthquake can move as fast as 2 kilometers per second. It can unleash as much energy as 1 megaton explosion. The Himalayan region and the areas surrounding it are prone to earthquakes. Japan has about 3 minor earthquakes every day of the year. The Pacific Ring of Fire is an area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur.